Will the new hero pool system cause a massive smurfing problem? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Stylosa. So what I did is I put a poll up onto the community tab on this very here YouTube channel and said, hey guys, what do you think of the changes that have been outlined by Scott Mercer on the Blizzard forums that are coming to Overwatch for hero pools? Now, mainly, the big change is there will be no hero pools to anybody below Masters level. Now, is this a good or is this a bad thing? You guys can see the poll here, and you can see there was a vote. And as of recording of this video, there were 15,000 votes. It's been up for 19 hours, and it's got 73% think this is a good move, and 27% think, nah, it's not really a great move. But there were over 500 comments, again, as of recording of this video, on this. And we're going to break down the best ones here because some of them are really good comments, and it highlights some stuff that maybe we didn't really think about when we first looked at these changes. So let's get stuck into this and let's try and work out if this is overall a net positive thing for Overwatch or a net negative change. So let's get stuck into this. Okay, so the first comment we're going to take a look at, I think, is probably the reason why Blizzard have decided to make this change. So check this out. This is from Peyton. Awesome comment, Peyton. And this is what the player says. As a plat player, I've never seen a meta even show up on ladder ever. People just play what they're good at. Well, good. But the real problem is with these hero pools, now every time hit scan are banned, it's Pharah and Echo everywhere, and so on the next week. This at lower ranks more than avoids metas, creates them. People will just exploit the weekly ban and lack of counter, making very boring and repetitive weeks. Not to mention when your main gets a ban and you must decide to either not play or just consistently throw during the entire week. Because yeah, let's admit it, we're not pros. We barely know how to play properly a couple of heroes. To have even less options some weeks, yeah, it hurts. It's just demotivating. All right then, so I think this is actually a really good comment. So because you think of it this way, Overwatch is a really old game. It's like 4 years old. In fact, it's like 4.5 years old probably if you've played since closed beta. You're probably really good at certain heroes and then bad at other heroes. Now, imagine in a world where, like, if I was trying to play DPS, but for some reason I had to play Genji, I would be legit trash as Genji. I am terrible. It is by far my worst DPS hero. So if I was forced to play that hero because all the other heroes were banned, that would be terrible to me. Now, I know that's like an extreme example, but this makes sense, right? If you can't play the heroes you're good at, then what do? Now, we know Blizzard want you to go out there and be like, okay, well, I'm going to learn this new hero. But when you're 4 years into a game, is that even viable? Because at your rank, surely you're going to underperform and start losing rank if you do that. And it's a very interesting dynamic. You have to weigh up, do I go and play the game this week or do I not play the game this week? Or do I try and play the game with a different hero knowing I'm going to lose rank? And I don't think anyone wants to do that, do they? Really good comment there, Peyton. I love that. The next comment we've got is off Lee, and this is what Lee says. The smurfing problem in lower ranks is likely going to get even worse now. Lower ranks are now probably going to be filled to the brim with masters and GMs avoiding their rank on new accounts so they can play their favorite hero when they get banned. I really hope that I am wrong and I'm just overreacting. So this is another really good comment here. Will smurfing become worse? Now, I didn't consider this, guys, to begin with. It just didn't even cross my mind. But it makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you want to play any hero, and let's say you're a Genji main, and Genji's been banned, but you're really a master level player, but you actually want to play Genji, what do? Do you start throwing games? Do you start losing games so you can play your hero down in Diamond? Because you don't care about your rank, you just want to play your hero. That is really interesting. Now, I don't know which way this goes. This could go the way of, yeah, you see a load of Smurfs. It could go the way of, well, not really. It also could be, is the Smurf problem completely blown out of proportion, or is it not? We just don't know, to be honest. But I think this is honestly, a really legitimate concern here, and I've been seeing this all over the player base. Will the Smurfing problem get worse? I honestly don't know, but you can see there is a reason for players to do this, because if your hero's banned and you're a Master or GM player, well, but you can still play it if you go down to Diamond. Interesting, right? Aggy Baggy comes in with an awesome comment, and actually another really, really good comment, and a really good name as well, because it just sounds amazing to say. I didn't consider this, and this is really cool. Then will it depend on the game's average SR? For example, one team's average is 3,470, and the other team is 3,510. Will one team have the bans while the other doesn't? That's my only problem with it. This is a great comment because, yeah, what happens in this game? I don't have the answer for this. Blizzard have got to have the answer for this. What happens in this game? Does it say, oh, there's diamond players in it, so you can just play whatever? If you're on the border of Master and Diamond, could you be going into games that, yeah, it's a Master level game, so then the hero bans don't apply? Well, they do apply this game, and then the next game, maybe it's a lower rated game, so then now they don't apply, and so now you can, it just goes crazy. What happens at that border? This is a very good question, and we're going to need answers off Blizzard to clear this up. How To says, I would equate this to when stacking in GM was cut. If hero bans only affect a small part of the community negatively, then we will get more repeats of the Sinatra situation. All right, so I think this is referring to the fact Sinatra decided to... well, he claimed that 222 was one of the reasons why he just lost interest in Overwatch. But it wasn't 222. If you listen to what Sinatra says, it's the fact that queue times went through the roof. Now, he is like one of the best players on the planet, so he had to sit there for hours. Well, I don't want to say hours on end, but he had to sit there for at least over... Well, I think he did actually sometimes sit there for over 50 minutes. But let's just say conservatively, I don't know, 40 minutes to get a game. That is just crazy, right? Like, so he's just going to stop playing ranked at that point, because what the hell? Very specific problem to him. So I'm not too sure if this is going to result in more situations like that, but it's still a good question to put forward. So here's the thing, right? Stacking in GM was cut, so you can't get together in a big stack in GM. It's limited now. Should that come back? I don't know. Will this affect, or is this even something we need to worry about because it's going to affect such a small amount of the community? Again, I don't really have the answer to this. Like, I play at Master and GM, so I think that this is... I feel like, to me, this is a good change because there'll be structure, and I also watch Overwatch League as well, so I can see what those guys are doing because bans are based on Overwatch League now for Master and GM, and then we can try and do it in our ranked games. But, yeah, I don't know. This is a really good question. What do you guys think? True Amazing A comes in with... The meta doesn't even matter in the lower ranks. As a silver DPS, I can tell you that people only choose what they want or know how to play and not what counters the enemy team or suits the meta more. Now, this, I think, is part of a wider debate of does the meta actually matter? Certain levels it does and other levels it doesn't. Now, you guys have probably watched the video I put out where I talked about these changes as they first hit a couple of days ago. And I was like, yeah, this is a great change because the meta doesn't really matter at any rank below Master, really. But there was a lot of people saying, well, actually, Diamond, there is a lot of meta going on in Diamond, so why have they been excluded from this? And then what happens in Plat, right? Maybe people do play to a meta sometimes, maybe they don't. So it's not as cut and dry as I first thought it was, but my initial impression was, okay, this is fine because every rank below Masters, you should be able to play what you like, and then you should be able to get ready for Masters. But what happens if you're playing a hero that when you eventually make it to Masters that week, what happens if that hero's banned? You know, it's so weird, right? So I don't know. You guys let me know again what you think about this in the comments below. Again, a really good comment. I love these comments of you guys. They're awesome. Yumo comes in and says, simple fix. Make the hero bans completely random or make it so that if a hero gets banned, she gets a ban protection for more than 1 week, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Now, there is already a ban protection in place, I believe. So you won't see the same hero banned on multiple weeks. However, the first point of this comment is good again. I mean, make hero bans completely random. Would that work? Now, the problem is, what they're doing is here, Blizzard, is they're trying to connect Overwatch League with the ladder, or with the higher end of the ladder being Masters and above. So, hero bans for Overwatch League are dictated on the most played heroes in Overwatch League. So, Mei is probably going to be up for getting banned. Reinhardt, maybe. Echo, let's say, very high played heroes are going to be up for being banned. They are randomly selected from the heroes that are most played. It's not just like, these are the most played, so we're getting rid of them. So there still is a chance they could remain. And then that gets copied onto ladder. But what happens if it was just totally random? Well, if it's totally random at this level, I don't think this would work because what would happen is at Overwatch League, it would be kind of how it is now, where people wanted Mei to get banned. Maybe they want Doomfist to get banned or Reinhardt, and they just don't get removed because it's random. And we end up with like Torb getting banned, Symmetra, and then maybe, I don't know, let's say Soldier get banned. Like, nobody... Is that really going to affect the pro meta? Probably not. But this is a part, again, of a wider debate of should there just be a pick and ban phase? Because if there's a pick and ban phase, doesn't this fix all of this? Eddie Hart says they should have either made hero pools change every match or use real bans. And this makes total sense, right? This is what I just said in the previous comment. What about a pick and ban system? Is that not the ultimate fix to this? Where everybody is just subjected to, right, it's pick and bans, and we're just going to ban this hero or pick this hero. because the community then will almost self-balance the game. Now, yes, the balance will be based on community perception. So if people hate a certain hero this week for whatever reason, let's say we all hate Winston this week, everybody starts banning Winston. Maybe there's a ton of YouTube videos out there go, oh, Winston's terrible, ban him out of the game. Maybe the pros are banning him as well, so he gets banned. But then next week, Sombra is the one we're going to ban for DPS along with a bunch of other heroes. So that's the way it goes. But maybe that's ultimately the best way to do it, right? Because every game would be different and you would always have that chance of being able to play your hero unless your hero got banned or was the hero the community was sort of hating on that week. I don't know. Again, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. These comments are so good. Key Plays Games says, if I queue high diamond tank, I'm occasionally put into a master and GM games. If I have been playing with hero pools, or if I haven't been playing with hero pools, I won't know what I'm doing and lose the game. Everybody, including me on my team, gets frustrated, and that's on Blizzard. Yeah, now I kind of touched on this a few comments ago. This is actually a brilliant comment because, yeah, what's going to happen with this, Blizz? What happens, right? That is an awesome question. Joe's Chipper says, needs to just be deleted entirely. Like, honestly, say what you want, but I'm just going to throw my way out of Masters so I don't play with them. Like, they'd be good if they did something to nerf the most popular heroes like Kree, but they just leave them so every second week we just have that broken of a hero and Echo is gone, so we'll play Deathball. Now, this is sort of... the reason why I put this one in is because this is from the perspective of a player that doesn't care about their rank, but wants to play their hero. And if their hero is not playable at the level they play the game at, they're just going to throw matches, and that's like part of the Smurf problem, yeah? So, yeah, maybe people like Joe's Chipper. Is there a lot of them? Is it going to cause a problem? And also, Joe, don't do that, man. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, dude. Don't do it. Other Soul says, yes, this is an incredible move. At lower ranks, hero bans are ineffective, and with no decay system in place at those ranks, people won't bother to learn new characters regardless of if they're able to play their main or not. 99% of the player base is going to be positively affected by hero bans. However, if hero bans are limited to masters and above, it is necessary to make those players completely unable to play with players below those ranks. This would prevent a low master from, and I've kind of cut the comment off here, but you guys get the gist. I think what Sol is saying here is, if you're masters, you can only play with masters. So will this fix the problem of the border level games for masters and diamond? Will a master player only ever be in a game with masters? Surely that's the only way to fix this, right? Because I can't see Blizzard trying to do an aggregate average SR. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But surely this is the easier fix, right? Again, really good comment. Although it must be said, there is no decay system in Overwatch right now. Even for high-level ranks, for Masters, GM, and Top 500, there is no decay. There probably should be, though, so Blizzard, I'd look at bringing that back. Daniel Roberts says, if it doesn't apply to everyone, it shouldn't be in the game. Now, this is like... it only had 2 upvotes, this comment, but this really struck a chord with me. Because Blizzard are trying to make Overwatch League, like, be relatable to competitive Overwatch, and then they're saying, look, it doesn't matter to anyone below Masters. Is that actually the right way to do this? Now, their original way was, yeah, it does, and everybody has to deal with it. But the way the hero bans were done was just crazy, and it was all over the place. If they had a better way of doing the hero bans, if it was a straight-up pick and ban, would it actually matter that it was just straight across the ladder? It's, again, a really good comment, this is. But it looks like Blizzard are going back on their original thinking, and now they're saying, look, yeah, everyone in Diamond and below, you don't have to deal with this. But if you get to Masters, yeah, you're going to need to deal with it. Again, it's really funky to think of it that way. Ariel McClory says, I, as a gold player, am trying to become the best at my chosen characters. If they aren't in rotation, it increases my team's chance of a loss, as I'm not good with the other heroes. Again, a totally fine and valid point. A great comment again. Also, that's a Zelda avatar. I love it. Great. Like, this is just great, right? Because it does. I mean, what more can I say about this comment? It really does, right? Now, this also begs the question about if you are gold and you are trying to be the best at your chosen characters and that character's not playable, then how are you supposed to get better? You wait a week? No way. You've got to keep playing. You've got to keep grinding the game. So in that way, it makes sense that hero pools don't actually affect ranks below masters, right? Interesting thought. Ryan McLean says, hero pools did a good job at discouraging one tricking. It was an elegant solution to help force people in lower ranks to learn at least 2 to 3 heroes. And I think it really was. I think this is probably one of the reasons why Blizzard introduced the system in the first place, because Blizzard's idealistic view of Overwatch is you change your hero. to counter what the enemy are doing, and you can play a bunch of different heroes. But we do know historically that because we've got like years of playing Overwatch right now, that people tend to just pick one type of hero and they play that hero. And if that hero is not available, they're not as good on the other heroes. And because the game's been out for so long, it's very difficult to get up to speed and you're going to lose rank. And that's going to be super frustrating for players. So yeah, I think, yeah, it did do a good job at discouraging one-tricking. But maybe one-tricking is just part of Overwatch, and it always has been. Even if we've disagreed with it in the past, it's just part of the game. So you want people on their best heroes, right? Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's kind of a grab bag of comments, some of the better comments that I've seen going through the over 500 or so that we had on the poll. Thank you guys for taking part in that. It's awesome. I'm going to do more of this stuff in the future because I really like seeing what you guys think about changes to the game. And the responses you guys give are absolutely amazing to go through. So I think this has been a pretty comprehensive breakdown of what you guys think about the hero pool system. It's going to be, it's going to be... I don't want to say, I always say interesting videos, but it's going to be interesting to watch how this unfolds and just to see how it impacts the game. And is it positive or is it negative? I think right now I'm erring on the side of it's going to be a positive change, but we still need to see this in action to see if it actually is. The thing is, I'm going to be almost exclusively dealing with this, and it's not going to be what most of the population are dealing with. I don't have any accounts in Diamond, so I can't play at a Diamond level. So if I'm not playing with hero pools and you guys are, then could things like meta discussions not actually make any sense anymore? There's all kinds of stuff going on there. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this pans out. But as I said, guys, thank you very much for taking part in these in this video and putting these comments down. They've been awesome to read through. And yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope you guys are keeping safe with what's going on in the world right now. Remember to keep washing your hands as well. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Toodaloo.